Well, good morning, Blue Marble Riders, and what a glorious morning it is too. So I hate, look at that, isn't that beautiful? Mist on the mountain there. So I hate to interrupt this glorious morning with what's going to be a little bit of a rant. Okay, not too much, but just a little. It's about 5 days now since they moved the clocks back for fall. And although for 3 weeks it'll make a little bit of difference in the mornings, like right now it's just about after 7 o'clock in the morning and it's light, but another 3 weeks from now it'll be back to where it was the night before they moved the clocks back. Ooh, hello bunny. My question is, what is the point of moving the clocks back? I don't know how you feel about it, but I'm going to let you know how I feel about it, that's for sure. See you in a minute. So yeah, what is the point of moving the clocks back? It's never really made any sense to me. And every country I've lived in, they've all been fairly northern countries, so the clocks have always moved. And there are some places in Canada where they don't move the clocks. There are more small communities, and I think perhaps Saskatchewan, I'm not sure. Look at that. Come on, get off there, buddy. What are you doing? Year old, that one with his one prongs on. I guess it's illustrated right there. Some people will say, well, the point of moving it back is that they want you to be able to see on your way to work, so you're not going to crash into deer and things like that. But as I said, it only lasts 3 weeks, and within 3 weeks the time is back to where it was again anyway. And then we wait till March, I think it is, early March, and the clocks go forward again. So the reason I'm kind of bringing this up is this could be the last time that British Columbia does this. It could be the last time that British Columbia falls back. That may have been it last week, and we've got one more spring forward. And then our Premier, John Horgan, is promising that together with the governors of Washington State, Oregon and California, that we will harmonize our clocks and not spring forward and fall back anymore, starting, I think, next fall, so the fall of 2020. And for me, that's fantastic news. It just makes no sense. I mean, if I peer around here and take a look, my clock says 8:15. It's actually 7:15 in the morning. And there's one reason I don't like doing it: changing all the clocks. I don't know if you've looked, but as the years go by, we're accumulating more and more digital displays, electronics, whether it be a motorcycle, whether it be clocks in the house, whether it be your PVR, your video recorder, whatever you call it, whether it be your microwave, your stove, or your cooker as you might call it, anything. All of them need changing. Drives you batty. If you don't change them, you've got different clocks flashing different numbers all over the place, and while I'm not OCD, that does start to get a bit annoying. Okay, but that's a minor problem. The big thing is the time change. All of a sudden, yeah, okay, in the fall it's wonderful. Fall back, you get an extra hour on Sunday morning to lie in. But you know what? You find out you're waking up an hour earlier anyway, and you're having to kill that time off for a few days until your body gets used to it again. So pretty well it's annoying. I work with people, and I can tell that the time changes cause a lack of enthusiasm and sort of discombobulation in their daily lives. This is nice for 3 weeks. I've got a little more light to ride by. That's wonderful. But you know what? I heard a phone-in show the other day, and someone was ranting on about the time change and not liking it, but for the wrong reason. They were saying that, and I'm sure you all know this, that you know, we lose an hour of daylight. No, we don't. We keep the same hour of daylight. December 21st, we'll have about 8 hours daylight. It doesn't matter where you shift the time. The sun is up for 8 hours. It just so happens that, and as far as I can tell, for agricultural reasons, war reasons, or business reasons, it depends on your source and what you read. But for those reasons, that is why we traditionally shift the clocks back an hour, and in the fall to give a little more daylight in the morning, so the good worker bees can make sure they don't sleep in, they get up and they can get to work without an accident. Don't really care what happens to you at the end of the day. That's the assumption on my part, because, well, now you're tired at the end of the day, and you're riding or driving home in the dark after a long day's work. Your reactions are slower, your eyes are tired, you're worn out, and yeah, we've really stuck it to you, because now there's no daylight at the end of the day for you to see anything. And this leads me to my really big point, is from a purely, and I understand, purely selfish perspective, my own perspective, my preference is, don't care if I'm riding into work in the dark. Don't care at all. Okay, I'm alert. I've just had a good night's sleep. I'm awake. I've had my coffee. I'm ready to do it. I've got lots to look forward to. It's great. No problem. And I'm riding. What the hell, you know? At the end of the day, though, when I'm riding home, I kind of want to see the sunlight. I want to have that last fizz to the end of my day. And when I get home, I might want to do something constructive. I might want to go outside. I might want to do something. I don't want to go home in the dark. I'm going to be riding in the dark anyway, whether they shift the clocks backwards. But within 3 weeks of that time shift, another 2 weeks from now, it will be dark at this time, and I will be riding in the dark. It doesn't make any difference, no long-term difference at all. But in the evenings, when it gets dark at 4:15, 4:30, I can be home an hour before that, and I can have some of that nice sunshine. I can get home, I can enjoy myself, I can go out and do some recreation, whatever it is. Okay, something about going to work in the dark and coming home in the dark because of that time shift that really ticks me off. So I am, for one, super glad that Premier Horgan has made the move to get rid of the time shift in British Columbia. I don't know what you do in your jurisdiction. I mean, if you're really far south, you're not going to have a time change at all. I just don't understand this whole thing. If anyone can spell out to me why this is supposed to make sense on any level, I'd love to hear it. I've done a lot of reading about it, and I tell you the truth, most sources cannot even agree on why we do it. Kill the clock move. Please. Please do it. The only thing stopping this whole thing to go through is the harmonization between, like I said, British Columbia, Washington, Oregon, and California. And the problem is the Americans are dragging their feet because the impeachment is tied up Congress and they can't get the bill through. I don't care about the impeachment. There's going to be an election in a year. We'll deal with that then, one way or another. The impeachment's probably not going to work, but that's a whole different topic. I don't even want to get in with that. All I'm saying is, from my selfish perspective, scrap the impeachment and let's get these clocks standardized, man. And through the magic of the internet and YouTube, here we are 1 week later, and you can see it's noticeably darker at the same time in the morning. In fact, we're even a little later. And it's a lovely clear day, so it should be as bright as it can be, and it's already darker. I'm telling you, 2 more weeks, this will be pitch black. What was the point of pulling the clocks back? Apart from a lovely extra hour of sleep, I can't see any other point to it. It started in 1918. They skipped it once in that time. Many countries don't do it. Many countries since the year 2000 have actually ditched it, including Russia. Many other countries too. Australia does it in the very south tip. Nearly all of North America does it. I cannot understand why, especially California and Florida. Anyway, that's it from me. Rant over, hoping that this time next year we don't have to go through this silliness and I'm riding to work in the dark but coming home in the evening with some sunshine. Feeling like I've had a fulfilling day. Alright, rant over. Off we go. Oh God, was that Christmas lights I just saw? Oh, Lord. That's early.
Once again, thanks for watching everyone. If this is the first time you've watched, please consider subscribing. I do product reviews, motorcycle reviews, off-road and on-road vlogs, as well as tours. Don't forget to follow me on social media, that's Instagram, Facebook and Twitter, and to like, and especially, I'm begging you here folks, subscribe. This is the BlueMarbleRider, out.